To begin our study of functions, we're going to start by just looking at something that's called a relation. And a relation is simply a set of ordered pairs. There are several different ways that we can show the relation between two elements in a set. And those different ways, we're just going to list them here, but we're going to see examples as we go through each of our lessons. So the ways to show a relation between two elements in a set is through a list of ordered pairs, to make a table, an arrow diagram, a word description, a graph, and an equation. You've actually probably worked a lot with relations. It's just that we've never really used this term. So let's take a look first at an arrow diagram. So this is one example of a relation, and we have in our first oval a list of animals, and in the second oval the number of legs. And so there's a relationship between the animal and how many legs they have. So we're going to show that relationship with an arrow diagram. So first think about a dolphin and ask yourself, well, how many legs does a dolphin have? Obviously, a dolphin has 0 legs, so we're going to draw an arrow to 0. A dog has 4 legs. A cat has 4 legs. And since we only have 1 4 here, we can draw an arrow to the same number. That's perfectly fine. A ladybug is an insect, and all insects have 6 legs. A spider has 8 legs. And an ant is also an insect, which means that it has 6 legs. And so this is a completed arrow diagram. By looking at the arrow diagram, we can easily tell how many legs each of the animals have. Now, as we talk about relations, we're also going to talk about something called domain and range. And these are 2 new vocabulary words as well, but we're going to be using these words all throughout this unit. So it's really important that you understand domain and range as we go through each of the lessons. So a domain are all the values that go into a relation. Okay, these are kind of like what we call an input. And the range is all the values that come out of a relation, which is similar to an output. So when we think about this relation, before we can determine how many legs, we have to know what the animal is. So kind of think of it as, I don't know, like a long time ago you might have heard of like an input-output machine. So I'm just gonna kind of draw a little crazy thing over here. So think about a machine where you put something in and it gives you the answer or puts something out. Okay, so think of putting in the word dolphin, and out comes the number of legs 0, right? So anything that we put in is called the domain. And to show the domain, we use this little bracket here, and all we do is list all the things that go into the domain. So our domain here is all of these animals. These are all the animals that I would put into my machine to determine how many legs they have. So we have dolphin, dog, cat, ladybug, and if you don't mind, I'm just going to kind of abbreviate that here, LB, spider, and ants. So these are all the animals